Okay, this video is just going to give you a couple tips about doing the in class 3 prep exercise if you missed class today. So just a couple of things quickly. First of all, just make sure that you do set up your memory locations on this and keep track of the memory locations throughout. So you're going to start at 12, 8, and 10, and just make sure you keep track as you go through this particular problem. So, um, yeah, and so you're just going to find out what A, B, and C are. Now, the other one is similar, except for there's a catch here. And here, this is going to be, let's see, A is 10, and B is 8, and C is 6. Okay, so make sure you do start out with this, and it's hard to write on here. Okay, now here's a couple tricks for this. Now you'll notice that there are no curly braces, and so it's important to understand that any clause, if clause, else if clause, else clause, can only be one line of code. The compiler, if it doesn't see a curly brace, will assume that the programmer only wants the next line of code, the one next line of code, to be in the clause. So here's what I'm suggesting to you is you start, of course, at the if statement. And so you'll notice that there's only one line can be in the clause. So this is a clause. Here's an else if statement. So here's an else if clause. Here's an else statement and an else if clause. That makes up the entire if else structure. Now you'll notice that this next line here is not inside of an if-else structure. So therefore, it does not depend on a Boolean expression to be true or false. It just gets executed every time. Now then if starts a new if structure or if-else structure. So here's the if statement. Here's the one line that's in the clause. Here's a second line in a row. Now that's not part of the clause because only the next line can be part of it. That means this is done. This stops the if structure. So there's an if structure. This line must always be executed. And then we go on to the next one. Here's the if statement. Here's the clause, the one line if clause. Here's the else statement, the one line else clause. And so that's it. So this if else only goes to here. And then this must be executed no matter what. All right, that's pretty much the secret to doing this well. And that's it.